Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things. Now today I'm going to do the Not a Booktube Newbie Tag. This has been going around quite a lot on Booktube recently, so you have probably seen other people doing it. I don't think I've been tagged in this, but I may be wrong because I have a watch later playlist of about 100 videos at the moment. But nonetheless, I thought this would be a fun, interesting tag to do, especially as I am no longer a Booktube newbie. This tag was created by Clever Fox and I will link her original video down below. The first question is, how old is your channel? Now, technically, if you go to like the About section on my YouTube channel, it says that my channel was made in 2011. I created a channel for watching YouTube videos back in 2011, but in terms of how long I've actually been making Booktube videos, I've been making Booktube videos since I think June 2015, so about 18 months now. It's weird because it feels like a lot longer, partly I think because I'm very used to doing Booktube now, and also because it feels like a really long time ago in my life. Like I was still a student when I started making Booktube videos. I was doing my masters and I was living in Bath, and now like my life is very, very different. So in that way it feels like it's been a very long time. But anyway. Question number 2 is, what are your favourite kinds of videos to make? I think definitely I love doing wrap-ups, partly because I really enjoy talking about the things I've read recently, and also because they're really easy. Like, I find it really natural to just talk about the books I've been reading. In that sense, they're both really enjoyable videos to make, but also really like easy, quick videos to make, which is nice. Because my other favourite kinds of videos to make are all of my like Victorian content, so things like how to speak Victorian, things like the videos I did in the month of October, but they require quite a lot more like preparation and research, and a lot more work goes into them, especially the how to speak Victorian videos. The other thing I really enjoy is like the author weeks I've done. I know I haven't done one for ages, not since like April, but I'm going to do a Hardy week at some point fairly soon. Basically, I did previously a few like author weeks or author fortnights where I talked about an author's works, taking a different novel every day for a week or 2 weeks. So I did this with Jane Austen back in December 2015, and then I did it with Charles Dickens in February, like nearly a year ago now. That's sad. I really enjoyed doing that. And then I also did one with the Brontes back in April. But in general, I think I enjoy like most of the videos I do, but my favourite content is either like wrap-ups or like author weeks or Victorian content, because, you know, I enjoy talking about the Victorians, as you may have noticed by now. Question number 3 is, what is one piece of advice you would give to someone wanting to join Booktube? In general, just try it out and see how you like it. I mean, the thing about starting a Booktube channel is you don't have to carry on. If you don't like making videos, you can just stop, and that is fine. So I think it's always worth a try. Like, it took me ages to start my channel. I was thinking about starting a Booktube channel for a really long time before I did it. And then I did it and I really, really enjoyed it, and I feel like I didn't need to be so nervous. There are communities on YouTube which are harder to get into or are a bit less welcoming, but in general, Booktube is really welcoming of new people. I feel like there are people who are actively looking for new Booktubers all the time, and there's quite a lot of people who are like shouting out new Booktubers and that kind of thing. Like, I think in general Booktube is quite like a welcoming community to join, and I think it's a really good and nice place to join. I think as well, like, quite a lot of other people doing this tag have said like, don't worry about tech or equipment. Like, I don't have a video camera. I can't, like, I've been on Booktube for a year and a half. I can't see a picture of myself as I'm talking here. I can't see myself. I just have like a normal camera, a camera that is made for taking photographs, but I use it for taking videos. That's fine. The only thing I think is worth being like aware of is to try and sit somewhere with either like good lights or by a window, and also to have like a decent, either a microphone or have a camera that is good enough to pick up your sound, because I do think, like, I really don't care if I can see someone very well or not, but I do care if I can hear them. And the other thing I think I would say is, don't be afraid of editing. Like, not everyone needs to edit. Some people can just talk and it will be perfect and so engaging. Like, I watch Lauren from Lauren the Books videos and I just don't understand how she can talk for like 20 minutes and it'd be really engaging and not just completely stumble over her words, because I edit so much out because I just stumble over like every other sentence I say. And especially, like, I mean, that's probably because I talk really fast. I'm sorry about that. There's nothing to be done. I have tried. But like, I personally find editing so useful, and I feel much more confident about putting videos out and up on the internet when I've edited them, because I feel much more like comfortable with what I've said if I can edit stuff. And there are a lot of like free, really easy editing software. Like Windows Movie Maker is really easy to use, and I think some of the I think the one that comes with Macs as well is supposed to be quite like intuitive. So I think it's worth looking at it and seeing how you think it works, because you might think that you don't know how to edit and that it's really hard, but actually when you try it's actually much easier than you think. So I think it's worth also not being afraid of editing if it's going to make you feel like more comfortable and more confident with the content you're putting out. And another thing, which again I think so many people have said, this is definitely not one piece of advice, is it? Anyway, a lot of people have said like, be yourself, and I think that's very true. And people shouldn't feel that they should read the books that the rest of Booktube is talking about. Like, the videos of mine that I enjoy making most, and the videos which I think people who watch my channel enjoy the most and get the most excited about, are my videos about Victorian literature and 19th century literature and classics. And I think that's because that's what I'm passionate about, but also because actually there are more people out there talking about literary fiction, which is like my other thing that I love, like Victorian literature and then like contemporary literary fiction and literary short stories, contemporary literary short stories. And there are more people who are talking about literary fiction. So when I started Booktube, I felt like I was going to talk more about literary fiction and talk a bit less about the Victorians, because I didn't want people to be like put off by the fact that I talk a lot about the Victorians. But actually, I think that is something that people like more about my channel. I feel like I have more interesting things to say about the Victorians because I like the Victorians a lot more, and because that's something that's spoken about a little bit less. So actually, I think it's better to be yourself and talk about whatever you want to talk about, rather than feeling like you have to talk about particular genres which everyone else is talking about on Booktube. Question 4 is, since joining Booktube, have you run into any unforeseen challenges? One, like the time commitment, and as your channel grows, the time commitment does grow because you end up like talking to people in the comments a lot more and having a lot longer discussions. Like, I'm subscribed to, I think, nearly 200 booktubers, and I have like my watch later playlist is always really, really long. Part of being on Booktube and part of being in the Booktube community is that I want to watch everybody else's videos, and sometimes there just isn't the time. And also my own kind of time commitments. Like, one day of my weekend is like almost entirely Booktube, and that I guess is quite a commitment, and possibly more of a commitment than I realised it would be when I started, because when I started I was still a student. And then the other thing, I think, which is not necessarily unforeseen, but like negative comments can be hard. The bigger your channel grows, the more you get the negative comments. The thing I think I found surprising is actually like the trolls don't bother me as much. They make me angry, but they don't ever upset me. The people, like the comments who upset me are people who aren't trying to be horrible and probably have like valid comments about my channel and stuff, but that is more upsetting if they're like picking a hole in my argument or saying like I talk too fast and stuff like that. Then I can see that that's valid, but that makes it more upsetting than someone just like typing in capital letters "you're rubbish," because I really don't care what they think. Question 5 is, what is your favourite book or series that you've read because of Booktube? There have been a lot of books and series that I've read because of Booktube. Station 11 I think I read because of Booktube, and now like Emily St John Mandel is one of my favourite, absolute favourite authors. Like, she's probably my tied favourite contemporary author with John McGregor. And then also I think like reading all of Hardy. Like, I didn't discover Hardy through Booktube, I'd read lots of Thomas Hardy before Booktube, but because me and Anne from Beyond the Pages, Alicia from Ex Libris and Yamini from The Skeptical Reader were buddy reading a different Hardy novel a month for a lot of last year, I read a lot more Hardy than I would have done otherwise, and so that was like a really nice experience that came through Booktube, and a nice, like, I'm not sure that I would have ended up reading all of Hardy's works at that point if I hadn't done it in that way, so that was really nice. Question 6 is, overall, what is your favourite aspect of Booktube? One, I think, is just the community and like making new friends and doing buddy reads with people and discovering new books that they haven't heard about and just kind of talking to people. I think it's really nice to be part of that kind of bookish community that is, one, a lot of people who love books, but also a lot of people that love books all engaging with each other and talking to each other and reading together and like sharing ideas. I find that really fun. Like, I've made a lot of friends through Booktube, either people who I have met in real life or people who I talk to who live over the other side of the world, who I might never meet because I might never go to their country, but like, it's still really nice to have those kind of conversations. And I actually really like the international aspect of Booktube. Like, it's really nice talking to people from other places in the world. I feel like interacting with people is then my favourite part of Booktube, whether it's buddy reading or whether it's like watching other people's videos and commenting on theirs or people commenting on yours. I like that. I've also really enjoyed doing readathons when I've joined them, and like, I really enjoyed hosting Victober. That was really good fun, and I've really enjoyed hosting my like Our Mutual Friend read along. So I guess those kind of like bookish events that come out of Booktube are really nice as well. Question 7 is, give at least one Booktube newbie a shout out. One is Marissa from Blatantly Bookish. I have mentioned her channel a couple of times before. She's been on Booktube maybe like 6 months now, maybe like 4 or 5, I'm not sure, but definitely kind of more than 3 months. But she is absolutely brilliant. I love her videos so much. She likes books and tea, and she has good taste, and she's very like chatty and easy to engage with, and I really enjoy watching her videos. And then the other person I want to mention is Jasmine from Novel Thoughts. So she is very new. I think her Booktube channel is probably less than a month old, but I'm really, really enjoying it so far. It's really good. One, her channel name is Novel Thoughts, and that's really clever and I enjoy the pun, but also she has like her Talks with Tea thing on Sundays where she drinks tea and talks about books. But she's just made some great videos so far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of them in the future. Question 8 is, who do you tag? So I'm going to tag 2 booktubers who have been on Booktube for about the same time as me and who started at a similar time, and we kind of have been talking to each other on Booktube from quite an early time back in our Booktube lives names, I guess, and that is Lauren from Lauren and the Books and also Leanne Rose. Both of them are very, very brilliant, and I will link their channels down below in case you have not found them. That is basically all for today. I hope you have enjoyed the Not a Booktube Newbie Tag, and I'll be back very soon with another bookish video.